Hey out there, Akronites. Welcome once again to Around Akron with Blue Green. I'm on the south side of Akron today. Isn't that a fantastic view of the city of Akron? But then again, I think every view is a fantastic view of the city of Akron. And today, I got a great story ahead of us. A little bit of culture, a little bit of history, and a little bit about Christmas, since it is that time of the year on Around Akron with Blue Green. On today's episode, I'm going to take you to Stan Hywet. I love Stan Hywet so much that I decided to do 2 whole segments on this place. And if you've never been to that crazy looking mansion up on the hill, you got to take yourself there and check it out. It's an amazing, fantastic, wonderful place. Words can't describe it. It's almost like the Grand Canyon. You got to actually see it to believe it. Now, the first thing I'm going to cover is Deck the Hall. Deck the Hall is an event that happens every year through the month of December at Stan Hywet, and it gets better and better every year. They have like 850,000 bulbs lighting this place up, and Santa Claus is there every night to kick off the whole light the tree ceremony at 5:30. And how lucky can you be? We have Santa Claus in Akron, yeah, this city right here, hanging out with us every night. And you know, I love Stan Hywet so much. When I was there, I decided to talk about the history. The history of what Stan Hywet means. The history of the family that built Stan Hywet. And actually, that family helped build that city right there, Akron, Ohio. And it's just an amazing story. So, as you can see, I had to cover 2 whole segments on Stan Hywet alone. I'm going to sit down with A-, a positive artist in a negative world. A- is going to sit down and teach us all about hip-hop and the 4 pillars that it's built on. And did you know that American music only has 2 original genres? Jazz and hip-hop. Well, we'll teach you a little bit more about that and how he uses hip-hop to influence and teach the children of the city of Akron. To kick this show off, we're going to go to the Civic. And if you've never been to the Civic, do yourself a favor and go check it out. But we're going to sit down and talk with Ryan Humbert. Ryan Humbert's been in this area playing music for about 15 years, and every Christmas holiday, he puts on a Christmas extravaganza there. And it's a little bit different every year, and the money goes to help cure cancer. How wonderful is that? Let's go talk to Ryan Humbert and see what this Christmas extravaganza thing's all about.
We do a tour every month, and we bring in the general public. And one of the fun things for me is when people come in and they've never been in here, they've lived in Akron their entire life, and they've never visited the Akron Civic Theater. For them to come in and their jaw drops, it's so much fun to see that. And some of the tours, we actually have people that their grandparents or great-grandparents worked on the renovation. So I always say that we're the keepers of the memories here. And you should come down and make memories for yourself with your family. Keep this going through generations.
The greater Akron area, northeastern Ohio, I think in general, has such a deep love of music and of the arts. You know, there are so many good musicians in our area, so many good artists. And I don't really know why that is exactly, but I think part of it is the support that the community gives. And, you know, there's guys like me that are going out and trying to put together these fun, unique shows, and you have places like the Akron Civic here that are willing to say, yeah, you know, we'll give this guy a chance to come in and perform in this beautiful historic setting. And, you know, we've been very lucky to put on some really fun, unique shows at really cool places all throughout northeastern Ohio because there is such a level of support and such a love of music and of the arts, and there's really great organizations all throughout northeastern Ohio that are getting behind the arts more than ever and showing people how important it is, because I think it's a really important, vital part of every community.
So one of the great times to come to the Civic is during the holidays, because we decorate the building. It becomes a fantasy, a beautiful, magical place. We have recurring shows like the Ryan Humbert Christmas Extravaganza. We have Helen Welch. We have the choir classics. And we bring in the Oak Ridge Boys this year. So we want everybody to have fun. And of course, we can't forget Nutcracker.
Every year for the holiday extravaganza, we change the theme. We have done acoustic with a string section. We did a big band version. We did a country version. We did a version with a horn section. We did a really fun one, was a variety show, and we tried to set it up like an old-fashioned television variety show where the curtain would close and something would happen in front of the curtain would open, and I had my friends' bands performing as well, and I would join them for songs, and just try to make it unique and different and give people a reason to come back and say, boy, I wonder what he's going to do next year. You know, I've always loved Christmas music. I don't trust people who don't like Christmas music. I think that Christmas music is such an art form in a way. I really believe that. If you go back and look at some of the classic traditional Christmas songs, to me, I think they fit right up there with some of the standards in the American songbook. You know, a song has to get to a pretty high level of visibility for it to be as universally known as a lot of Christmas tunes. And so I've always loved Christmas music and decided that we wanted to pursue doing a series of Christmas shows. We've been very lucky with our good friends at the Akron-centric. This year is our 8th annual, which is hard to believe it's already been 8 years. Every year we do it as a benefit for a local charity. You know, Christmas is a good reminder to give back to those that need help in our area, in our community. For the past 3 years, we've done it as a benefit for the folks at Cleveland Clinic Akron General's Muffins for Mammograms program. My mom had breast cancer in 2014, and Akron General saved her life, and we decided that we wanted to give back to them for that. This is actually the first year where we're doing nothing but Christmas music. And I wanted this to be more of a back-to-basics Christmas show. I have a great little jazzy traditional combo, 7-piece band. We're going to be performing nothing but holiday tunes and trying to remind people about some of these great songs. Of course, we're going to do ones that everybody knows, but we're also going to do a few obscure ones as well. So, if all goes well, we plan on doing this for many years to come. It's hard to believe it's our 8th annual already. It seems like just yesterday we started the holiday extravaganza. But, you know, I'm planning on continuing to try to find unique avenues that we can go down to put on a fun Christmas show for a good cause. And we plan on doing it as long as we can.
In our Movers and Shakers segment, we're going to sit down and talk with A-, a positive artist in a negative world. He's going to teach us all about the culture of hip-hop and the 4 pillars that it's built on.
Hip-hop is positive, and it got off track. The culture didn't get off track, but rap music did. That's how I kind of really look at it, because you still got some dieharders out here that are out here breakdancing and doing stuff in their communities, using hip-hop as a tool to uplift the youth. You know, in the classroom, the teachers are using hip-hop techniques of memorization and all that. It really helps kids. You know, hip-hop is an awesome thing. The biggest misconception is, first and foremost, hip-hop is the culture. And it's a culture that consists of 4 elements. You have DJing, you have breakdancing, you have graffiti art, and then you have MCing, which is what I do, rap artist. Within those 4 cultures, they put a label on hip-hop culture with negative rap music. This is why everybody is like kind of confused. When I tell a person I do hip-hop, the first response I get is like, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, wait. This is where I'm a positive hip-hop artist. It's like I have to say it now. Like you said before, you didn't have to even say it. That's just what it was. Hip-hop was originally positivity. That's what it was about. You had young African Americans, Latinos, in the Bronx, New York. That's where hip-hop culture started in the late 70s. They did parties out in the streets to keep them out of trouble. You know, they would just get a DJ, get the cutting and scratching, you got an MC up there, start working the crowd, and it's just a big party and fun. And records kind of came from that. It was party records. You know, I'm not saying every song's gotta be a party record, but can we get some diversity here? Like everything can't be trap music. It shouldn't even be trap music anyway. That's how I feel. But whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, even in trap music, I understand that people come up different. So if you were in that environment, that's all you know. But I also want them to know that that is not the lifestyle to glorify. It's one thing to talk about it, but don't glorify it, you know. So, because I come from the hood too. I was raised in the projects as well. But that's just not me to talk about all the crazy stuff that I might have did. And it's nobody's business, you know. I don't know. Here's the thing, I wasn't always a positive hip hop artist. So I kind of was a person that might have been pumping a little poison as well. But I really woke up because I have kids myself. I know that I don't want them to hear those type of messages. I want to play my music when I'm riding around with my kids. So what I saw in, let's say, hip hop music right now, I saw a need for some more positive programming because a lot of our youth, they're so tuned into the hip hop culture, music, that they believe everything. So I feel I have a responsibility to not pump poison to them. You know, there's a lot of messages in rap music to where they're promoting violence, they're promoting, you know, sex, drugs, alcohol. It's just a lot of negative messages being promoted, and I felt like children need to have a choice. And if all radio stations are just pumping all negative messages to them, then it's one-sided. Kids need to see everything that's going on in the world, positive, negative, and make that choice. We're praying that they make the choice for good. So what I'm really trying to do, like I have started an after-school program. I helped start an after-school program called A New Way Project. And with the New Way Project, we teach youth positivity through hip-hop music, creative writing, performing arts, and community outreach. This is something that started with Hope Academy, and it went to Middlebury Academy here in Akron, Ohio, and the community has embraced it. Alien Nation is a brand I created for our youth. It was a way for me to get their attention. The alien represents uniqueness, positivity. So basically, we dare you to be different. The brand itself, what I'm trying to do is I have an independent record label as well, and I really want to impact my community and empower a lot of our youth and give them opportunities that I didn't have when I was trying to come up and get into this music industry. You know, it's all about positivity, unity, love, respect for each other. You know, don't knock someone for like how much money they make or what they're wearing. We're really trying to show kids like, you guys are the future. You guys work together, you could change the world for the better.
We're here on the inside of Stan Hywet for Deck the Hall. Now see that tree right there beside me? It gets lit at 5:30 p.m. and guess who's here to light it? You guessed it, Santa Claus. Rudolph's here to my right, and we also have a bake shop in the back with a bunch of elves baking gingerbread cookies. Let's go see what Deck the Hall is all about.
In the Manor House for Deck the Hall, there are actually 12 rooms that are decorated in famous storybooks, and so guests will enjoy that. But then there are additional rooms, up to 22 in total, that are decorated for the holidays. So when guests enter, most of the public spaces are all beautifully getting you in the holiday spirit. Christmas was very important to the Cyberlings. They entertained and had welcomed their whole family, very big extended family. They had guests here all throughout the holidays, and they even sent everybody home with a little package of freshly baked cookies, which was a wonderful tradition. So if they did it then, we try to bring those traditions to life for our guests now, as it is a working museum. So Deck the Hall is a celebration of the holidays as the Cyberlings would have celebrated them. Each year we have something new with Deck the Hall because we're always changing it up with our theme. And this year we've added an animated bake shop window of
little bakers making gingerbread, and it is absolutely engaging, and it also is a complement to our famous tradition here at Stan Hywet of baking freshly baked gingerbread cookies. And then right next to the gingerbread window is our new meet and greet area with Santa. And Santa has a new guest this year, and it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, again going back to our storybook theme. And Rudolph is an animated full-size reindeer, so guests are going to be watching it for quite some time to find out what he's doing next. He is actually managed by a computer system, so a lot of fun. Just a great engagement for families, and has captivated little folks quite well so far, so we're excited to see the full season transpire. Stan Hywet is a walking inside and outside experience, so you can plan that half of your evening will be in warmth and the others you need to dress for being outside. And most folks spend about 90 minutes here, so it'll take you about a half an hour to go through the house, and then you'll enjoy the outside walking area. Over 30 acres are in lights. So you're going to enjoy everything from a warming fire to watching an animated light show in 5 acres of our great garden, to seeing Gingerbread Land, which is a transformation of our play garden from summer. And then, of course, the Corbin Conservatory is gorgeous with a 20-foot poinsettia tree and walking through tropical forests all lit. So there are all kinds of experiences, and folks should just dress appropriately and plan about 90 minutes. The Stan Hywet team, as we call it, the volunteers and the staff, we consider it one team, one family, and we really act like that. And so when we need to pull off something as big as Deck the Hall, we all come together, and everybody, it's sort of all hands on deck, and folks will get into the spirit of it, and so just different departments will create a theme for our specific room that fits into our storyline. But you come out of your normal shell. So accounting is not accounting for a period of time, and they are actually designing a room, and the same thing for development, and so on and on. But folks come together and enjoy it, have fun doing it, take great pride in doing it, and then take great joy in what guests enjoy the most. So it takes a small army to make Deck the Hall happen. And we are very blessed to have a very dedicated group of volunteers. So I think nearly 200 volunteers help, as well as our entire staff. And our staff is just under 100, and we're all involved. And there are actually 2 formal decorating days that we hold just a couple weeks before, when the Manor House comes together, when everything's being installed. And we make a party and a work day out of it, and having a grand potluck and enjoy each other. But it's a wonderful group that makes this happen at Stan Hywet. With Deck the Hall, we're very busy, obviously, when we're really rolling and when we get closer to Christmas. But if I were to give folks a couple of inside hints, try to come during the weekday nights. You're going to have a little less of a busy night. The weekends are always busy, and the way that the holidays land this year, there are fewer weekends. So just, the sooner that you can come, you will be ensured that there are probably a little bit lesser crowd for you to kind of work your way through.
We're here at Stan Hywet outside the majestic Manor House. Now this is an amazing place, as well as this whole grounds you see here is just, it's a testament to America. It's a testament to the way of life that we live. It's a story of coming from nothing to build an empire like that and giving it back to the people. Let's go check out Stan Hywet and learn what it's all about.
Stan Hywet, there's people who have not visited us before, maybe not Akron locals, think that Stan Hywet is actually the name of the people that built the house, but Stan Hywet is based on Old English that means stone quarry. And the reason that name was chosen was because The property that F.A. Cyberling purchased included an old stone quarry. And if you visit the property and walk along the Japanese garden out towards our tea houses and lagoons, that's actually where the stone quarry was originally located. The Cyberling family built the estate. F.A. and Gertrude Cyberling had lived in Akron since the 1880s. They originally lived on East Market Street, and they wanted to move out to the country, get away from kind of that commercial district that was developing. So F.A. Cyberling purchased over 1,000 acres here in what was then Portage Township. This wasn't even part of the city of Akron. They broke ground on the estate in 1912, and it took over 3 years to complete. The family moved in December of 1915. The Cyberling family had 6 children that lived here on the estate at various times in their lives, both as children and adults. The family occupied the home for 40 years, from 1915 to 1955. And when F.A. Cyberling passed away, his children decided that since none of them could take over ownership of the estate themselves, that they wanted to preserve the house and grounds in some way. So, to make a very long story short, it was the women of West Akron in the 1950s that stepped forward and formed a volunteer organization that then became a 501c nonprofit. And they took over ownership of Stan Hywet and opened it as a museum in 1957. And we've been open as a museum ever since for the Akron community, welcoming guests every year to tour the house and grounds, providing public programs, educational programming for children. We've spent decades restoring the gardens and the interior of the manor house back to its original 1915 appearance to help interpret the story of the Cyberling family. When the estate was built, it consisted of 5 historic buildings: the manor house, the gate lodge, which was a service building designed to house the superintendent of the estate and his family. Then we have the carriage house, which was a 10-car garage, as well as a horse stable. And then the second floor had an apartment for the chauffeur and his family, and then some bedrooms for the mechanics and the groomsmen who maybe were working in the carriage house. We had the gardener's cottage, which served as a home for a horticulture staff member at that time and also had some office space. And then we had the glass conservatory. By the time the foundation took over the estate in 1957, there was a lot of disrepair at that time. For example, the conservatory had collapsed, so the conservatory that you see now at Stan Hywet is an exact replica of the 1915 one. F.A. Cyberling is best known for being the co-founder of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. He and his brother, C.W. Cyberling, started the company in 1898. They were actually both fairly broke when they started the company. They had to borrow the down payment for the factory building from a brother-in-law at the time. But they wanted to start a new business and had this idea that Akron already had the Goodrich Company, and there were trained men in the rubber trade here in Akron. So it seemed like a good fit to open another rubber company here in Akron, which is what they did. And within 20 years, the company rose from nothing to being the largest rubber company in the world by 1916. I just think that the Cyberling family is a fascinating story. I think they are the American family. And something that I really try to impart on visitors and the staff is that they had the same trials and tribulations, the same joys and triumphs as we do today. I mean, they had adult children that moved back home for financial reasons. They took care of their grandchildren in times of need. They took care of elderly relatives who maybe couldn't support themselves. And then again, as they entered their twilight years, their children stepped in to help care for them, help make decisions about the estate. And these are things that we all go through, no matter what our income level, no matter where we live in the country. I just find the Cyberlings to be so authentically American. And they just have a great story. F.A. triumphed over bankruptcy multiple times in his professional career and never just got right back out there. Never let any professional hardship stop him from continuing to innovate, from continuing to produce, from continuing to be a contributing member of the Akron community. He loved Akron. He wanted it to be a successful city. He gave hundreds of thousands of dollars to various organizations throughout his lifetime to either help underwrite them or to keep them going. And I mean, he's the kind of person I think we all hope to be.
Wow is all I can say. That was a fantastic show. All that great history and culture. I know if I've never seen Stan Hywet, I'd be running up there right now to check the place out. But anyways, thanks again for tuning in to Around Akron with Blue Green. Now, if you want more information on the show, or to watch any of the past episodes, or if you want to make a donation to this self-funded show, please visit our website at www.aroundakronwithbluegreen.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks again for watching the show, and we'll see you next time on Around Akron with Blue Green.
Stop having tunnel vision, if we gon' take it, take it, take it, take it. Can you feel it? It's in the air, positivity is everywhere. Can you feel it? It's in the air, positivity is everywhere. Still blinded by color when we should love one another. At the end of the day, man, we all brothers. Alienation, that stands for all of us. So no matter what race you were born, we've all suffered. The system don't like the way that this all structured society. Time to wake up, stop being suckin'. Till deadbeat dads come alive and help these mothers. It's kids raising kids, which really makes me wonder if we don't take it higher, Ohio is going under. From a lack of education, we get dumber and dumber. Stop having tunnel vision. If we gon' take it, take it, take it, take it. Time to take it to the next level. If we gon' take it higher, higher.